And we are done. That's it. Hello, meta humans. Welcome to another Once Human build video. What I have for you guys today is the one and only Shrapnel build. I want to cover for you guys exactly what every single piece is, what weapons we're using, which mods we're using, where to get the mods, and yeah, also your Cradle, everything. Firstly, I'd like to start by saying I believe this build excels in PvE and game content. I think that's my personal opinion, of course. I don't think it's as good in PvP, considering in PvP you have a lot of those one-shot builds and stuff like that, or exploding builds, bomber builds. I don't think that the Shrapnel build is as good as the other ones, but it still holds its own. It still does well. I just don't think it's the top tier. It's my opinion, guys. Again, so yeah. Anyway, what is this build? This build is a Shrapnel. Let's quickly talk about what is Shrapnel. Okay. First things first, we go to the weapon here. If you want to know what any of the keywords are, you press X here. It shows you Shrapnel right here. It's a special ammo effect. Upon hitting an enemy with a bullet, deal weapon damage of 50% attack to a random unhit part. Bloody, 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 blah. The element type is the same as the weapon's element. The additional damage can crit, strike weak points, and will decay with distance. So basically, you want to be not too far when you are doing shrapnel because the damage will decay with distance. The further you are, the less damage is going to do. And it's just a lot of mathematics and crazy things. I'm not going to bore you guys with this. Basically, what you need to know, it's shrapnel. When you hit, you bullet shrapnels into other parts of the body, okay? And it's also to a random unhit part. So technically, if you want to hit headshots, you actually want to hit body shots so that the bullet can have a chance to shrapnel to the head or the weak spot. If you're hitting headshots or weak spot, then it's actually not going to shrapnel to that part because it only shrapnels to a random unhit part. Now, there's also a mod that can make it not so random, but we'll talk about it just now, okay? But this is basically shrapnel, if I can explain it to you in the easiest way possible, okay? The weapons that we're using in my opinion, the best shrapnel gun in the game, and that is the Soaker, the Last Valor. It's really, really, really strong weapon. We're using the calibration of precision style with crit rate, crit rate. I used to use the rapid fire one, but I actually think that it ends up hurting your damage because yes, you have higher fire rate, but you bring down your attack. And as you saw in the explanation for shrapnel, attack or weapon damage is pretty important because shrapnel is basically 50% of your weapon damage, right? And also we said it can crit. So that means we want to be going for a full crit build. That is why we're going to be using the recurve bow. What you want to do here as a calibration, you want the one where you can swap faster. I just don't have that one, okay? But you would like the one where you can swap guns faster, okay? What does the crossbow do? Actually, first let me tell you what the Soaker does. It says 4% chance to trigger shrapnel on hit. This is a mispronunciation or mistranslation, not pronunciation, sorry. It's a mistranslation from Chinese. It's actually every 4 hits we trigger shrapnel. Okay? Every 4 hits, not 4% chance. And also, critical hits counts as 2 hits. Critical hits grant shrapnel chance +1 for 1 second. So as you can see, also shrapnel crit damage +30%. As you can see, it's all about critting. Shrapnel has a very good relationship with crit. The more you crit, the more often you're going to trigger shrapnel. The higher your weapon damage, the more your shrapnel is going to hit for. That is basically like your rule of thumb, if you will. Okay? So yeah, let's get into, the crossbow. Hitting a weak spot will inflict the bullseye on the target, causing all weapons to hit crit rate, to have crit rate +30%. We crit more, we have more shrapnels. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolutely amazing one. It does annoy me, however, to use the crossbow. I absolutely despise having to reload it for 3 hours. That's why I very often just use the wildfire instead, which is not as good as the crossbow because when you hit a weak spot of marked enemies, you get a bit of attack, which is good for shrapnel, but definitely the crit is a lot better. You also have a chance to spread it, so it's nice when you're fighting multiple enemies. But if you're bossing, there is nothing better than the crossbow, okay? I would say the wildfire is second, but definitely the crossbow is the best. Okay, melee weapon doesn't really matter. I use a stun baton because a lot of the missions require to hit with electric weapon, and also I use the calibration of light striker, which gives me movement speed. So I run around and zoom around with it. It's pretty good. Okay, everything comes with crit rate. Every single thing, like also your weapon, I believe should come with crit rate. Crit rate. We need as much crit rate as possible. That is basically how often you crit. We absolutely need that. So yeah, okay. Let's have a look at. I mean, okay, you know what? Before going to mods, we're gonna have a mod section. So let's first go each piece, and then afterwards we're gonna go back and talk about the mods. So the pieces are 1, 2, 3, 4 piece lone wolf. Okay, 1 piece Bastille, and the beret, or if you're feeling spicy, the gas tight helmet. I'm gonna show you guys a quick test between the gas tight and the beret. The gas tight helmet does look like it does a bit more damage. It's very little bit though. Personally, I wouldn't spend the 8k Starchrome for it, but if this is your only build and you want to min-max and you want to go crazy, by all means, get the gas tight. For me personally, it's not worth it, so I won't be getting it. The beret is very, very close to it. We're talking a few thousand damage, so yeah, if you absolutely want to hit the hardest, then go for the gas tight. I'm going to show you though the comparison. We're going to check it out. Okay, so how do you obtain these pieces and these guns and everything, okay? Well, we need to go to our best friend here, the wish machine. Now, I can't make a wish right now because I've already wished for the scar and I got it, okay? So, check one of the sections, okay? You want to look at them because it gives you as a jackpot and a last reward, it will be the scar. That means you're guaranteed in 20 rolls, even or 20 wishes, even if you get super unlucky, you can still in 20 wishes get the scar. You also get a lot of blueprints along the way, which then you can use to upgrade the stars of your current weapons and armor. Okay, so you will definitely get more bang for your buck if you wish, but you need to understand you only want to wish for stuff that you can see you can get. For example, if you want the season hunter boots, okay, you don't want them for this build. You want them for a one-shot sniper build in the head, right? But which, by the way, is coming as well at some point on the channel. But so you can see as a last reward, 15 out of 20 I've rolled already. I've wished I will get it eventually, right? I got it already though, so I got it for I think 7,000 Starchrome. I got the boots. I also got a bunch of other rewards as well, which was pretty cool. Okay, so it's very, very important to understand that you want to wish when you know what you're wishing for. You know what I'm saying? Don't just wish like for another gun that's not as a jackpot, and then you end up spending thousands and thousands and thousands of Starchrome, and then you don't get it, and you come back here and you say, God, like you told me to wish. Wish only for what you can see that you're going to be getting. Okay, very important. If the gun you're looking for, in this case, the scar is here, so I recommend wishing for the scar. But otherwise, what you can do is you can press G and open the blueprint shop. Every single blueprint appears here. So, like I said, we need 4-piece lone wolf. Okay, so for us to get the lone wolf, we go right here to the set blueprints. Okay, if you wanted to get the gas tight helmet, it's right here. Like I said to you, 8,000 Starchrome though, very, very steep for a very small upgrade. It is definitely an upgrade though. Okay, so as I said, I'll show you later. Yeah, they were looking for the lone wolf. As you can see, I bought them here. 1 piece will set you back 3,000 Starchrome. So it is an investment. However, I can promise you the lone wolf set is very, very good for most crit builds out there. So even if you change your mind later on and you don't want to play Shrapnel, you want to play another crit build, lone wolf will come in handy. So definitely a good investment in terms of a set. Okay. Then we have here the gloves. I didn't buy the gloves because I'm using Bastille gloves. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 because of another build. So I bought an extra piece, you know. But usually speaking, you only need 4. It's gonna set you back 3,000, like I said, per piece, and then you can craft them for yourself. And then also afterwards you would have to calibrate. Okay. And then like I said to you, Bastille. I bought the gloves right here because I thought they looked the coolest. So yeah, Bastille gloves. That's it. Now, what does Bastille do? When your HP is above 70%, you get weapon damage plus 10%. That's it. Absolutely incredible. You're healthy, you do more damage. Simple as that. Very, very good one piece. The Lone Wolf, one piece, you get magazine capacity plus 10%. It's a no-brainer. Magazine capacity is absolutely incredible. We get 5% crit rate for 2 pieces. And 3 pieces, we get 1 stack of Lone Shadow with every 2 weapon crit hits. Lone Shadow crit damage plus 6% for 30 seconds. The effect can stack up to 8 times. And then with the 4 piece, increase max Lone Shadow stacks to 10. Crit rate plus 8% for 2 seconds after reloading. So every time we reload, we start strong. We get 8% crit rate for 2 seconds. And also, the more we crit, the more crit damage we're getting for 30 seconds. It's a long buff, okay? And that can stack up to 10 times, like I said. So it's absolutely incredible. Very, very strong set for crit. Would recommend. Okay. Also, if you don't feel like wishing for the Scar, you can just pick it up here for 8,000. Again, you probably should wish for it from the section that you can get the Scar, okay? But up to you guys. If you want to just get it, you can just get it, right? Yeah, that's it. The crossbow you can just craft from playing the game, right? That's it. Now, let's get into the mods, because the mods get very, very interesting, okay? We have 2 ways, in my opinion, that we can build Shrapnel. You have the burst DPS variant, and you have the never reload variant, okay? The first, and my favorite, I would say, is mod, is obliterate on the gun. Obliterate, the more part shrapnel hits, the higher the shrapnel damage. Each part plus 15%. So as you can see, the more shrapnel you hit, the more it's gonna ramp up and hit. And you want every mod to be violent, by the way. Again, this is a crit mod. That means, if it's violent, it means that you're gonna get guaranteed crit damage in the first attribute. So you always want to have violent. Acceptable secondary attributes, I would say, after crit damage is weapon damage, because that just makes your shrapnel better. Also, magazine capacity is very good. And also maybe reload speed if you'd like. And of course, if you plan to do a lot of bossing, which you would do, damage to great ones or damage to elites. Damage to normal enemies, I would not recommend. I feel like that's the weakest of all of them. Okay. So in that order, and I will show you guys a mod list where you can go and farm all these for yourselves, or you can hope to get them randomly from boxes in level 50 areas or up. Okay. All right. So on the crossbow, we just have the vulnerability amplifier, precision. What it does is every time you get the bullseye, you also add a vulnerability debuff to the enemy of 8%. That is the multiplicative stat, so that does a lot of extra damage, right? It's really, really good. So you switch the crossbow, you hit the weak spot, change back to the Scar, and you do crazy damage. Very, very good. It doesn't matter what mod you have on the melee weapon, it really doesn't. On the Beret, we have momentum up, violent. What this does is you get 10% fire rate for the first half of the magazine, and for the second half of the magazine, you get 30% weapon damage. It is so strong. It is so very strong. On the tail end of the magazine, your shrapnel is all of a sudden doing crazy damage, your gun is doing crazy damage, your crit is doing crazy damage. It's really, really good. And you can see my attributes here, okay? For the mask, we have explosive shrapnel. The 20th shrapnel is explosive and deals 300% damage as a critical hit. Now, a friend of mine who plays a lot of shrapnel suggested that we go for a targeted strike. When hitting marked enemies, you'll get 10% crit rate and 25% crit damage. It's an absolutely amazing. You would want it in violent like this, right? That's a really, really good mod. But I would say that is only for bossing when you make sure that you hit them with a crossbow first in the head, okay? If you don't hit them first in the head with a crossbow, then this talent is dead for you because they're not marked, therefore you're not doing the damage. So yes, it's a very, very good mod, but make sure that you mark first and then you melt with the Scar, okay? Otherwise, I like to just put stuff and forget, you know? I don't want to struggle and stuff like that. So that's why I run with explosive shrapnel. Every 20th shrapnel is explosive, and you get 300% damage as a critical hit. It's a very strong mod. You do damage. It's amazing. Okay. All right. On your gloves, this one here is pretty much universally undisputed. You would go with the crit amplifier violent. You get a flat 10% crit rate and 15% crit damage. Also crit damage of the attribute because of violent, and the rest is up to you, whatever you can get. Preferably again, weapon damage, and it will be very nice. So yeah, that's that. And on the booties, we have another one that's very, very popular, and that is Covered Advance. Taking no damage within 4 seconds grants 20% melee weapon and status damage for 30 seconds. And those effects reset when the duration ends. However, even if you take damage in that time, so long as you haven't taken it for 4 seconds, the buff is still active, right? So it's really, really good. Once again, with crit damage. Unfortunately for the jacket, I'm hoping next season they give us some better options. So far, this one is probably the best you can run on your chest. Crit rate, crit damage. It's a blue mod. You farm it. You farm it either. Am I gonna find it now? Wow, I found it first time. My goodness. Right here, if you do Sigma on normal, you get chest mods. But I wouldn't recommend doing that because that would mean that you're using controllers to get blue mods. It's kind of a feels bad situation. So my recommendation is don't actually do Sigma. But if you wanted to, you can. If you have a lot of controllers, you have everything else, you don't care, you can go and do that. But right here, anything where it says Iron River, it's a level 20, 21, 28 area. It will give you blue mods, or you have a very good chance of getting blue mods. Of course, it's going to be a hard farm. You can go and open any of the boxes gear crates. It will give you armor mods, and weapon crates will give you weapon mods, blue ones, right? So yeah, you can do that, or you can go and you can rush Sigma, right? It's entirely up to you guys. Okay, that's how you get the blue mods. Let us continue. For the pants, we're using a Deadshot Violent. Each crit hit by non-melee weapons grants plus 5% crit damage up to 45%, and the effect is removed upon the next reload. So every time you start after a fresh reload, you start building up crit damage and this big damage. Okay, that's it. Again, you want weapon damage, crit damage, all of that good stuff. So yeah, okay, that is all of the mods. Yeah, that is that. So let me quickly show you guys what this is all about in terms of, damage to the dummy. Okay, the only thing I have here is I have Shrapnel Food. Let me show you where am I going. Yes, there we go. So right here, the canned meat, you can see it has the shrapnel enhancement used to increase character shrapnel damage by 20%. Okay, so that's very, very good to have. Of course, you want to have it always on you. Make sure you always eat your canned meat when you're gonna fight anything. It's a free damage increase. Okay. Also, another thing to mention, we should quickly talk about our Cradle. We are using the assault rifle, of course, so you want the automatic weapon enhancement. It gives you 20% weapon damage when holding SMGs, rifles, or LMGs. The Sky is a rifle. And you also reload 10% of magazine capacity from reserve upon defeating an enemy. So it's really good to have. It's a must-have. Then we're gonna put the Deviation Master. Having a Deviation fight alongside you grants damage plus 50% against Deviants. And we're gonna put Master Tactician right here. After using a tactical item, damage against the Great Ones, bosses, plus 25% for 15 seconds. What is a tactical? A tactical is any throwables, right? So if you do the cheapest one to make, if I can find it right here, is the throwing daggers. Very, very easy. You don't have to hit your target or anything like that. You just gotta throw it and it does the damage. Okay, it's really, really, really good. Okay, so craft a few of those. You go to the boss, you throw it, you shoot your crossbow, big damage. Okay, that is for absolutely when you want to melt the bosses. Okay, Also, the ammo you should be using, generally speaking, I would say use tungsten rifle ammo. Only if you're doing like PvP wars and like the craziest of the sweatiest of endgame content, should you go for the gold like proper bullets. Let me actually show you quickly what these bullets look like. You have special shrapnel bullets. Okay, you will click to the bullet section here, and then we go to tungsten rifle AP bullet. Now you can change here the cost, and you will see that if you use extra stardust, it's good for burn and vortex. Gunpowder is just normal. Platinum crystals is for fast gun and fortress warfare. The one we are looking for is right here, the electronic part, and it triggering shrapnel, bounce, or bullseye increases attack by 10% for 3 seconds. There you go. That is something you could do. So yeah. But again, I would advise you to not just, you're gonna shoot through that ammo very quickly and it's very expensive. I would say use it only in the sweatiest of sweaty content, right? Okay, so we've covered the food, we've covered the bullets. Let me show you quickly the accessories of the weapon as well. I like to have a good balance. Generally speaking, you want to prioritize accuracy, then followed by range and then stability. We gamers, we can control recoil. If you're struggling, go more into stability, but I feel like the gun is very, very controllable as it is. So I have the golden hammer compensator. I have the compact reflex sight, the tactical laser sight, and the extended rifle magazine. Like I said, with the tungsten rifle bullets. Yeah, I mean, feel free to change those as you like. If you don't know how to farm these, you can go and pick them up for yourself. Usually they require some puzzle or something, or some of them you can buy from the shops. There is a map for Once Human. I will link it in the description. You can go there and you can type the mod that you're looking for. Like it will say hammer compensator, for example. I mean, it even tells you here, explode the riddle, spot I balloon in northeast red sand. So the map will show you exactly where that is. You go there, you explode the riddle, and boom, you have the mod right there. You pick it up for yourself, and that's it. Make sure you carry some grenades also for some of them, and some of them require Molotov cocktails to break rocks or something along those lines, right? And you can get them for yourself. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. Let's quickly test some damage here. Actually, it's a good idea to always change to the good deviation, with the damage. Why I like the dog deviation is because when it's fighting alongside you, you do 32.4 on level 3 percent damage to a target, right? Again, I want to point out that this is only for PvE. You wouldn't be doing this in PvP, like the dog maybe, but the crossbow and switching guns and everything, that doesn't work in PvP, okay? You get one tap, you're dead, So I need you to understand, you're not going to sit there switching guns in PvP, okay? This is strictly the PvE way against bosses, okay? Please don't sit there and try to crossbow people in the head to get damage and whatever, Please don't do that. You're going to just be dead a lot, okay? So I'm also going to show you with both the beret and the gas tight helmet, okay? So yeah, let me just quickly stack to 10 stacks. We were actually very unlucky here. There you go, this is 10 stacks. And let us do this here. There you go. We went up to like 40k, 40 something k DPS. I've gotten it higher. I don't know. This dummy is very inconsistent, so that's one way. This is without the crossbow. Now, of course, if I do crossbow, the tactical will not work here because it's only against Great One's bosses, so it's not gonna work on the dummy. The crossbow does, however, work. So what we want to do is put the dog out, shoot the crossbow, then change weapons and start doing the damage. You see we got to like 60k. Really, really good, you know what I'm saying? Now we have the 10 stacks. Let me quickly do this. Come on, come on, come on. Change and burn. There you go. I saw a 70k DPS. My dog actually pushed me out of the way, but there you go. As you can see, the crossbow definitely increases your damage a lot when you put that vulnerability, and the dog as well. So you saw big numbers. But again, don't do this in PvP, okay? In PvP, you can run a secondary sniper like a bingo or something like this, just to snipe people, pick them off at range and stuff like that. Range combat is very important. That's for PvP, right? For PvE, you can do those things. Sorry, let's actually continue. I completely went on a tangent. Finish up the Cradle. We want the Rapid 8 to reduce the cooldown of healing items. Keep yourself alive, you know. Tactical combo. Weapon damage plus 25% for 4 seconds after switching weapons or reloading. The sprint movement speed plus 5%. And also you reduce stamina cost by 15%. We want to run faster, get out of stuff, you know, keep alive. Pretty important. Deadly combo. After hitting a weak spot with a bullet effects, shrapnel damage will do plus 25%. So very, very good for 3 seconds. And this one right here, bullet hunt. After killing a target with ranged weapons, shrapnel damage plus 25%. Shrapnel crit damage plus 35% for 15 seconds. So as you can see, even after we kill stuff, we get even stronger. So yeah, very, very good. Alternatively, a good runner-up ones. This one right here, the steady hand, is kind of a weird one. Okay, if you use the heavy axe, you can heavy attack swing it. Okay, and you can animation cancel it. I don't have it, and I don't do it because it's just insane. But yes, you can do that. You heavy attack swing, you change to crossbow, you hit crossbow, and then you have the Fortress Warfare as well, which gives you weak spot damage plus 40%. Plus you have the crossbow, and then you go to the Scar and you start melting like crazy. It's big damage, big buffs. Okay. So yeah. Again, honorable mention. Also, this here bounty hunter, it's really, really good. If you're running around and there's mobs and you have this on, you can use the Deagle, for example, the wildfire, and you just like tap an NPC, it dies, and you're spreading the marks. You mark the boss, and all of a sudden you're doing weapon damage 25%, and also weak spot damage 35 for 15 seconds. It's insane, but you have to remember you have to keep marking. So it makes things more complicated. I would say you need to be more of an advanced player to do this. Already, it's like a lot of stuff to remember. Throw your tactical, throw your deviation, this and that. You know what I mean? For the most part, guys, even if you don't do any of these things, you will be fine. You just need to remember that this is all extra damage that will help you melt the bosses like you see on the YouTube videos. Again, none of those things apply for PvP. If you want stuff for PvP, if you, let's say, if you're playing long range as well as your Scar, put the long range enhancement. Take both of these out because you won't use them in PvP. And you can add one of them into agility. When you roll, you get damage reduction. You roll a lot in PvP, is quite nice. You can also use the Brawl Boost, damage from humans minus 20%. That is also very good in PvP. It works there. And yeah, that's the two I would say that you can put here. And you know, you can swap them around as you wish, but those are your best options in my opinion. Okay. So that's your Cradle. We've now discussed the weapons. We've discussed the. Oh yeah, I need to show you now the difference between the Beret and the gas tight helmet. So let's quickly do that. All right. So you saw we did about. I mean, I'm not okay. I'll do crossbow as well. Okay. So let's once again stack to 10. There we go, we stacked. And now 55, 56. So I saw 56 there, okay? So let's say 56,000 with the Beret. Now we're gonna change up to the gas tight helmet. Equip, yes, with the same mod. Gas tight helmet, okay. Let me just quickly make sure everything is reloaded. The poor crossbow takes 15 minutes to reload. Absolutely despise it. I didn't do the deviation this time, by the way, but that's okay. We don't need to worry about it this time. We can do it next time. Okay, so let me once again get 10 stacks. Okay. Crossbow, boom. I mean, that is super unlucky. It actually shows less now. I don't know why. Did I somehow not do it right? See, that's what I'm saying. These dummies are like super inaccurate. Let me get the 10 stacks again. Well, it's actually showing less now, which is crazy. I don't know what I've done wrong here. Before it was showing way higher. Well, that's very strange actually, because I did it just before when it was showing. Let's see with dog maybe. Okay, we went to 60k. Look, regardless, like I tested it multiple times and it showed that the helmet was better. So I guess try it for yourselves and see if you'd like it or not. I personally like the beret more. Also, it's free. You get it in a side quest. So the life of me, I cannot remember which one, but I would say use the beret if you want to get super endgame sweaty and you have this one boat you want to min max and not really other boats. Then go and spend the 8k. It's entirely up to you guys, right? But for myself, I play the beret and I like the beret. So yeah, okay. It was super weird. I don't know why it showed less damage now. Now watch it go. Let me get the 10 stacks here. Okay, we got the 10 stacks. $50-something. I don't know. I mean, you can see the damage. Okay, guys. Either way, the dummies are super inconsistent. I wouldn't worry about it too much. But you guys get the point, right? So yeah, that is it for the comparison between the masks. Yep. If you guys have any other questions, you wanna ask me about something, I'm gonna show you guys. Actually, I don't know. Maybe in the beginning of the video, I've shown it to you, or at the end. I haven't decided yet. Some boss gameplay, stuff like that. I think I'll probably do it in the beginning, so you probably would have seen it already, just so that we can get you interested into the video. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will see you in the next build video. If you liked the video and if it helped you out in any way, like, subscribe, all those amazing things, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Godlike out.